Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna make my first English video and this is gonna be a guide to play Teamfight Tactics. Teamfight Tactics is a game developed by Riot, which is also the developer of League of Legends. This is a mini game and the idea is to have your heroes of champions in a kind of magic chess where through strategies you play against other players and find your way through victory. So there are two versions of this game. The first is the PC version and the other one is the mobile version. They are connected, so it's a cross-play game. So to get the PC version, you will have to download the League of Legends client, and for the mobile version, you will have to go through your app store and look for Teamfight Tactics. Right now, this video is gonna be in the PC version, and this is the main page of League of Legends. You go to TFT, and then you will find the TFT plays of League of Legends. I'm gonna hit play. You have different selections, and I'm gonna go the third one, which is Teamfight Tactics, and I'm gonna focus this guide on rank. Okay, so once you are here, what you are going to do is quick play. Make sure you have the rank selected, and if you are new to this game, you're gonna start making some normal games, and then you will be able to do ranks, and after that you will be given a rank. Find match, and then after that you will have a waiting time. When you are in queue, you're gonna have a waiting time, and then after that they are gonna queue you with some other players, and we will see how it looks. Here I got a match found. The only thing that we need to do is click accept and then it will transfer me to another window. In this window, this is the launch of the game, and in this screen I am going to find the players that I will fight against, their rank and the tactician that they chose. The tactician doesn't change or doesn't give you any benefit against any other players. It's just cosmetic, it's just a skin. When the game starts, you will have three portals to put your tactician on. Make sure you choose the portal that you like the most. In this way, I'm gonna choose Prismatic Party because it's gonna give me all augments as Prismatic tier. Prismatic is the highest tier that you could get for augments. Now, if there were different players in different portals, you will have fireworks going into each player, and then by probability you will get one of the portals. Like we have said before, this is the game board and we already covered the sections. But now I would like to tell you, this little beard that is walking around, this is my tactician. The tactician only has two things that are very important: the health and the level. The level, I am level 2 right now, is basically the amount of heroes or champions that I can place in the board, while the health is just my health. After every combat against player, if I lose, I will lose certain amount of health. If I win, I will keep the health that I had at the start of that combat. Before we start the game, I would like to go through the basics. So this is how a game board will look like, and these are the sections. The only difference is that my game board has a skin. That's why it looks like reddish. But the sections remain the same. Let's start from the top to the bottom. The game has something called stages and rounds. This number at the left, the first number is the stage and the second is the round. Usually, every stage has 8 rounds, and the last round is the battle against monsters. Each round might be different, but usually we have combats against other players, we have encounters, augments, and the carousel, and finally the combat against monsters. Now, in the board itself, you have two sections. The enemies are placed on the top, and the champion or your heroes are placed at the bottom. Now, you pick your champions from the bench and you place them on your section of the board. On the left, you will find the augments that you have chosen, the interest, and you will have one goal for each one of those that you have. So in this case, I will have received 4 of gold when my run finished. You have your items, which are items, full complete items, and components. And then you also have artifacts and support items. And we will go more into detail later. Now you have the origins, and the origins are like characteristics or traits of the champions that you have to combine to build your strategy. And again, this section I think requires a little bit more deep explanation, but the idea here is that you choose the origins that you like the most to fit your strategy. It is not always gonna be the case that you're gonna have all the heroes that you need for your strategy. But starting, you should go for one of the origins. On the right side, you have the other enemies, the other players, and their health. When your health reaches zero, is when you lose the game. On the bottom right, you have the map. If you hit or click any of those icons that you see there, you will be transported to the other player board, and you will see what they are building. In this way, you can start preparing in case you have a battle against them. And then finally, on the bottom, we have the store. The store is a place where you gonna have a refresh every round, but you actually can re-roll, and then you will have 5 options, 5 different champions, and you can buy them, or if you are not interested, you are not required to buy them. You can just leave them there. I hopefully with this explanation we will be able to understand what is happening when we start the game. Now, as you can see, these heroes are on my bench, and this is the store. If I buy a hero, it is gonna be transferred from the store to the bench. And in order to place that hero in the game board, I just have to pick the hero and put it on the game board. You have in total 28 places to place your hero. So now we are going to talk about heroes. First of all, there are different tiers of heroes. There are 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost, 4 cost, and 5 cost. The higher the cost, the better the hero. So let's go, for example, with Diana. The tab section is gonna give you the origins and the name. Then you're gonna have the health, the mana, you're gonna have the skill, the items equipped, the kind of hero, like if it is magic or attack, if it is a tank or is a carry, etc., and the basic stats. The amount of gold that you can sell the hero depends on the cost. If it is a 3 cost hero, you will be able to sell it for 3 gold. On top of that, there is something called the stars. You notice all these heroes are 1 star. But if you would like to get a 2-star hero or a 3-star hero, which is the maximum level, you will have to have 3 clones of the same hero with the same star. For example, I have 1-star level Shen, but I have 1, 2, and 1 extra in the store, and when I buy the extra in the store, it became 2-star Shen. In the game, you will find 2 types of combats. This right here is a combat against another player. The enemy tactician will be placed on the top right corner of the game usually, but he can move freely across the board. After every combat with players, you will gain 2 experience, and the player who wins the combat is gonna damage the enemy tactician. Just as you saw, the enemy tactician lost 4 health. Now, this is another combat type, and this is the combat against creatures or monsters. In this combat, you will receive loot, and the loot is gonna contain champions, gold, or items. Now, this is one of the ways to get items in this game. Every stage you will have one combat against monsters. So when you defeat a monster, there is a probability that they will drop these spheres. If you can see, there is a golden sphere here, and when you move your tactician over the sphere, it is gonna drop a loot. In this case, the drop that it got was the thief's gloves. If you pick one of these items or components and you place it on your heroes, the heroes will be having that item equipped. In this case, we can see that Bolivar has the thief's gloves in place. Right now, I am waiting for my next combat, but I have a list of components here that I have not used. This, for example, is a champion duplicator. It gives me a 1-star copy of the hero that I choose on my bench. But the others are just components. And when you right click your component, it's gonna give you a list of other components that when combined are gonna give you a specific item. Then for example, I'm gonna give my Hannah these 2 items, so when they get combined, she is gonna have this Ginson's Race Blade. Augments. 3 times per game you will have the possibility to choose between 3 augments. You can re-roll each augment once, and this is very important because here you have to choose what best fits to your strategy. For now, I will choose Lotus 3, which is gonna increase my critical strike by 40%, and also my abilities will be able to critical strike. This is a random encounter. One of the heroes of the game comes and gives you a bonus or change something in the game. Sometimes they can also give you choices, or they could just change your speed or size. When they change your speed or size, it won't affect the game at all. This is another type of encounter. Here Morgana gives me a choice. I can upgrade my next 2-cost champion or just gain gold. In this time I will just rather get gold because I don't need 2-cost champions. Once per stage, you will be able to choose one hero and one item. The position that you have to choose depends on the amount of health that you have. If you have more health, you will be last to pick. On the contrary, the lowest health that you have means that you will have the first choices. Now, the higher the level of the stage, the better the hero and the item that you will get. If you want to win the game, you will have to be among the first 4 players. If you are among the first 4 players, you will gain points. On the contrary, if you are among the last 4 players, you will lose points. In this game, I got 3rd place. When you hit exit, you will be transferred to the League of Legends client, and it is gonna show you the positions of every player, your position, your composition or your build, and whether you win or lose league points. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for everybody who was watching. And if you have any comments or suggestions for my channel, please let me know. Have a good one, everyone.